But it's 12 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Do you know where your kids are? If you hear strange noises, I have one kid in the back playing on a computer and another kid right outside the front door who's liable to honestly come in saying just about anything. So, kids, what are you going to do? If summer break is driving you nuts, hang on to your hats. It's back to school. Summer break sucks bad enough. You have to accommodate for the extra entertainment, the extra groceries, the extra company, the extra travel, the extra holidays, all that, all that. But then, right as you're at your brokest, it's back to school. It's, hey, after you've spent every penny you have, you need to put all five of your kids in new shoes and new outfits for the week. Something you can't afford to do the entire year, you need to pull it out your butt at the end of summer. Which is like saying, pull it out your butt at the end of New Year's before tax time. It's not likely. So if you still have some money tucked back and you're thinking it's vacation time, it's staycation time, baby. Don't forget, we're a month away, or like a month and a half. What seems far away gets up on you. And if you had a week like I had, you were fighting the devil every night. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. There's a heavy back and forth, there's a lot of tension, and I know we always say it, but Mercury retrograde, yeah, it's very much in effect. It's in the shadow part, like the week before it starts and the week before it ends is the hankiest and jankiest. If your mail's been effed up, if your videos are glitching, if your phone calls are erratic and your text messages aren't coming through, and your memory thing's not saving and stuff's deleting, or you can't get through, like I said, on the phone, traffic being jacked up, all that, any kind of delay in communication or technologies or basically electronic signal being sent, space weather. Space weather. I don't care how it sounds, space weather actually affects us here on the ground. Just like our actual weather affects us, so does the alignment and movement of the stars and the junk around it. I don't think space trash is really good for our space weather. I think it's causing problems. Anywho, this live is a short thank you to those who have been putting in that shadow work, the shit you don't talk about, the stuff people do not say a good job about, the stuff that makes other people judge you. Thank you for not judging people, and thank you for being able to handle being judged by people because not everybody with a gavel should be wearing, the cloak. Right now, I have been tied up in all the shits with my mom, my siblings, the house, the work, the whatever. So usually when y'all see me, that's exactly what I'm talking about, is the bullshit. So here's what the bullshit came down to, right? It's been a whole year in the same place. I've been in a vacation from hell. Hello, darlings. But I like to say something that's a little disrespectful, but it still gets me along, and I say, I was a cheerleader in Vietnam. I could fucking handle it. Hello, everyone. And the reason I say that is because when you're last been a battlefield and you still have to muster up optimism to get up and do it again when you know it's just going to be a knife to your throat again. What's crazy is you can get to a point of being held like ransomed. People just blackmailing you to the point where you're like, well, if you kill me, you actually can't get anything else out of me, right? If this is about money, you have to actually let me make the money so you can steal it from me. So you're gonna have to let me do that first. And that's why I say cheerleader and no. So the same petulant person and her minions who have been carrying on this attack with me all year long, well, they finally got the attention of the right people. And like I said before, she specifically had been playing this game. It's a legal game where because she's able to use mental illness, note, this is an important note, kids, take your pencils out. If somebody has mental illness on paper and they've actually been to a psych ward, they've been to the rehabs and shit like that, and they commit a crime against you, they'll just say it's mental illness. If you commit a crime against them, it's a felony on you. So that felony on you, even when you're trying to defend yourself, it can fuck you right into a corner. So this game can go on for a very long time. That's why you need to keep documentation. Not going to show the front, but the back. Y'all see how thick this file is? Yeah, it turns out that's a 1 year long case file on the same asshole who basically tried to treat it like it was an isolated incident. Called the cops on me after harming me and said I did it to her. Well, after I pressed charges, she was still able to get right back out, just keep on screwing with me, keep on going, and that's why y'all see me documented on here all the time. Because I'm like, dude, eventually she's going to kill me. Like, I need proof. Like, when it's over, you need to know who did it. So, I kept all of that record from calendars. Like I have a big calendar, a desk calendar where you can write down whatever's happening on each day. And then I have a planner. So this one's just a notebook, just to make sure I have paper. This one, same, just notes, but thicker paper, smaller lines, more space to write. And then this one, the cream of the crop. This one is the planner, you guys. Remember when I said the planner had those to do that to do list up there, and then it would have the actual days of the week. So my wall calendar looks like this too. I have had one since last year, and since the beginning of my mother being sentenced to fucking 2 years in lockup, one in prison and one in psychiatric care, bed to bed. Well, on Mother's Day of this year, she just hop, skip, jumped the fence. Well, this is not the first time she's done this in a specific way. This is what I mean by playing a system. So every time she gets in trouble, even when she goes to get the consequences, it's only a little bit of consequences, then they ship her off to psychiatric. Well, in psychiatric, she's able to fuck around and tear her body up enough by sheer willpower to actually have to go to medical, like a hospital. When they send her out to the hospital, U.S. Marshals taking her to the hospital. Once she goes in to get checked in and like she's hooked up for a flush or some vitals or whatever the hell, the marshals will look away. And then when the marshals look away, this bitch makes a break for her. She literally just like snaps back to normal, walks off the hallways, disappears into the neighborhood she knows. Like someone just walking out of a hospital is not uncommon in the United States. They don't ask any questions. So this fool starts roaming the streets until she gets in contact with the cabbies, dude. She be selling meth to the cabbies, trading shit. So anytime she's trying to get out anywhere, she'll just call up one of her favorite dudes and be like, Randall, will you come get me? I got something for you. And he'll pick her up anywhere. Drive her ass back to her hometown, where then she's really plugged in like a effing virus, dude. I hate her. They hate her. Everyone hates her. It's gotten so fucking old. It's so ridiculous. It's like Wile E. Coyote shit. But finally, because of pressing the charges the last time, where I was like, dude, that's enough. Oh, the other part, once she actually does get arrested by her local sheriff, they still have to involve the marshals because she'll call travel and then she'll run to travel and they'll be like, okay, we'll deal with it in house. And that's why they always recommend psychiatric because they're trying to rehabilitate and the rehabilitation is not possible. I'm not trans, baby. I'm a biological female. I'm just in both energies. But I got nothing against the snazzy peoples. And if you were a makeup mother, I could use your help. Inbound. Hold on, there's a child coming through. Straight through. Straight through. Straight through. All the way through. Keep going. Thank you. Kids. There's a lot of stuff you shouldn't say in front of kids and you shouldn't do in front of kids. And even if you were just mid-conversation with another adult, be conscientious of what they're hearing. Like, this woman I'm talking about, my mom, she would put us through anything. She would do anything to us, leave us anywhere, put us in dangerous ass situations to see how we would react. Like one time before I even knew how to drive a car, this woman had a broke leg and crutches, and she had a stick, not an automatic, and she was trying to teach me how to drive it, but it died, and she was on a hill. She was talking about, I've got to tap the starter. You tap it, I'll get outside and I'll do this. And this fool is for real driving a stick with her crutches, with her busted ass leg, with just, even though I managed to get through what kind of shit she was doing, so did the other one. She's got 5 kids and she's not messed up being about Texas gunpowder. So since she's done so much and she's a career criminal and a fucking insane person, but she's not, she's very intelligent on paper. Her aptitude and IQ test score genius every time, and every person who runs into her is like, it's a shame she's so intelligent, yet in a pawn for a bunch of motherfuckers who think she doesn't know anything, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's aware or not, she's always getting a loot out of it. So basically, she's not fucked up about cashing somebody else in for her, period. But the last thing she did it to fellow travel members and in front of minors. So, since she assaulted me in front of my children, a sovereign government got involved and sent me a request for basically just furnish proof of damages, losses, lost wages, shit like that. So, it wasn't that hard to be like, oh, are you talking about the last 30 minutes? Or are you talking about this month? Or are you talking about this year? Or how far back are you wanting it? So basically, I wrote the letter, and even though they're offering a reimbursement, I put at the end of the letter, that's not, I don't even give a fuck about that. This woman is stolen and broken so much, and she's such a pestilent force that what I requested, and I don't know if this is possible, but it would be great. I asked for a lifetime ban on her from ever being around me again, like not even having to get a restraining order type thing, but a lifelong fucking ban from her ever being around me again. Because I do feel like if she's around me or my siblings or any of our kids, she's actually such a danger to herself and others that she will cause us to die. Like she'll do it herself out of malice or cause it on a freak accident from being a dumbass. I don't know. One way or the other. I've been subpoenaed to court to testify against her, and she deserves every bit of that. But she must have caught wind before I did because she straight skipped out of town. Went from harassing me like a damn wraith in the yard to poof, she's nowhere around. And I mentioned it a couple days ago. I was like, got crazy quiet. She took off. Who knows? Who knows what she's gonna do after this? I bet by the time they get her and she goes to court, she's already on 1, 2, and 3. They always have to take her. She reminds me of Yosemite Sam for real. She's like, you're never gonna take me alive. That's how she is. In a way, I have admired her tenacious ass spirit. In another way, I'm so sick of dealing with her. I can't hang on anymore. The bleeding heart's not enough. I've bled out for her enough. I've paid enough damages. I've rode out a storm. I don't want to anymore. I have my own fucking kids. She's in competition with them. Like I said, doing petty shit, doing crazy shit, doing rude shit, doing inappropriate shit. The police have arrested her naked more than 6 times. I mean, who does that? It's attention seeking. This time, the attention she's getting, she's not going to want. And I am honestly saying thank you to those who followed along with my story, for those who kept me in your prayers, who just had any kind of empathy for what the fuck I was saying, just lending me an ear, giving me audience to be like, get it off my chest. Because I'm pretty much trapped in the ninth circle of hell with her and her people. And as much as has gone on, still having a little bit of an outlet, still having a little bit of like keep your head on a swivel. Just they're just fucking with you. Literally turned my water off on Monday. It took me 3 days to get it back on. This is the fourth fucking time in a 1 year period that this utility company has turned my shit off, no matter what the amount is, and then make me pay a $200 deposit to turn it back on. Like it could be a $45 bill. They will turn it off and then tell me it's a $200 deposit to turn on again. 800 effing dollars worth of deposits just to use like 300 in a year worth of water. I don't know. It's scammy, but I'm not saying it in a paranoid way. They're all in on it. What I've said before is they're all fucking related to each other, and the wealthy usually just sweep their little shit stains back under the rug. But this one is bringing everyone down. I mean, she's really making the stupid look like they're not able to control their little problem child. And no one ever has been. But she is that. She is brat energy. Like, this motherfucker is a devil inside of a crazy white lady who called herself mom. That's the worst thing, is her kids let her in because she's always done this thing to us with the mental illness and the chemical imbalances. It's like she'll pop in and pop out, like dissociative. It's a split personality for real, but she'll go from villain to victim, victim to villain real quick on you, like on a dime. She could be literally barefooted, starving on your porch at 3 o'clock in the morning, asking for water and bread, and then you let her in. She lays down on your couch for 10 seconds, then pops back up and is like spry as hell, like she just did one. She is on lightning. Over here, rearranging everything in the cabinets, opening your door, letting your pets out, letting strangers in your house, like she will do anything. The people who've experienced this, now listen. Sometimes they're fucking faking it. I'm sorry. Sometimes they are straight up, it's raining. Sometimes they're fucking faking it. Sometimes they're bullshitting for a check. Sometimes these motherfuckers played a character so long they forgot they were playing. And it stuck and it's real. And like, if you have to be the child of one of these people and they've constantly made you their caretaker instead of being your guardian, your caretaker, it's like you forfeited your own care for theirs. and they've conned and manipulated and stolen time, energy, resources from you that you'll never get back. You won't, because you couldn't sue enough to fucking reclaim your childhood, I don't think. I don't think giving you a boat and a pony would fix it now. Fixing it now is get these motherfuckers up off of you. You don't have to rewrite history and call what they did good. You do not have to keep on caring. You don't have to fucking carry them to their grave when they've already tried to put you in one. Really, it's time to let go. We're not kids anymore. They're damn sure not kids anymore. We're not their parents, and they never were our fucking parents. So it's really not even owed to them, right? It's not even owed to them. If they lack the coherency to understand that you're a person who's there to care for them, then you do not owe the time or the mental energy to forfeit your own care to where you're not making doctor's appointments for yourself, but you'll do it for them in a heartbeat. You're not doing stuff like calling a lawyer for yourself, but you keep one on retainer to get their dumb ass out of trouble. It's like things where you make sure they're resting in a bed. You make sure that they have medicine in them. You're making sure that their mental health is okay at the cost of yourself. They are deteriorating everything about you, and you still feel like what? It's your Christian duty. Like, good book said, I have to have the good book said they have to be your parents first. That's what it said, and then you have to. You know why? Because they gave you a foundation and sustained you until you were big enough to do that and add on to it, and then have enough to give back to where that's what I mean by the cycle of the grandparents help with the babies, like the new babies, while the parents are at work. But you fuck that cycle up. You start out with no, you don't even have two parents. You start out with, like me and my siblings talk about it a lot. We talk about our fuck ups a lot, and then I'm always telling them, dude, forgive yourself. Like, look at our fucking example. You did not have a mom and a dad. You're doing the best you can. Like, this is what you came up with. You love your kids. You've been there the entire time. They're fed. They're clothed. You engage with them like you're really conscious of the fact that they might not feel loved, that they might not feel provided for, that they might, all these things. It's almost like you're parenting out of guilt. You're trying to fix something you never did to them. But if your kids are stuck around the people who did it to you, then yeah, it's kind of still happening to them. Because no matter how much you try to fix it, no matter how different inside yourself you are from that, they're fucking not. They're still that. They're still exactly that, and they were never sorry. So the fact that they're still that, and you're trying to give it a 2.0, you're still trying to let it have room with a different title. It's the same fucking monster under the bed, dude. You gotta let them cut them loose. Shit, they're not going to figure it out. But you only have so much time to sort yourself out before you potentially get to a state where you can't, where you've given too much to them, where it's become permanent, and it's honestly redirected the entire future for you because you feel guilted. Let's tell the truth. Not morally obligated. You feel guilted into doing it because there's part of you that's nagging you saying, I don't want to do that. I don't want to help them. And then your conscience starts chewing on you. It's like, but you should. And if you talk to other people about it, they're like, you should. Oh, your parent, your senior parent, you're disabled, whatever. And it's all the words used around it to guilt you right into that fucking trap where they've always had you. Like, you can't leave it. You can't get started. It's like, I call it failure to launch. But whether it's the emotionally handicapped parent or the actually physically fucking disabled dude, the point is you've already had to grow up quick. And you're going to be a helper spirit. And you're going to be a guardian type. And you're going to be a responsible type. And that's good and great and all. But you need to reclaim some of your joy. You need to reclaim some of your freedom. You need to reclaim some of that youth where it's like, I'm not responsible for anyone but me. Even when you have children, I'm not saying walk the fuck off on your kids and be like, I'm not responsible for anyone but me. Take care of your kids. Take care of your kids. But on a weekend day, honestly, where you're off work and your kids are out of school, and that's just, say, the normal mashup, which normally you don't get weekends off, and your kids are out of school and you've got to deal with that too. But just say hypothetically it was a really good fucking day. You're off and they're off. And while everybody's off, you make sure your kids are good, and then you actually go take a break. You go do something else that's not just spending time with your family. Not spending time with your friends, because that's still you going to be with someone else and hosting that. I'm talking about you on you time. You going to do something out of the norm where no one goes with you. You don't require an audience. You don't require a companion. You don't make phone calls while you're out. You're not working while you're not working, right? Nobody does that. Nobody just walks out their front door, leaves their phone on the table, gets in their car, goes to wherever the fuck they're going, does what they were gonna do, and then come back, and then doesn't explain themselves, and didn't actually do anything, didn't have any motivation, didn't have a sneaky link. There was no like instant gratification on the other side of that walking out the door. The gratification was to be directionless, kind of to be without obligation, intentionally to be without obligation, to not feel pressured into something, to not feel guilted into something, to not feel like obligated into whatever the fuck. On a yoga mat, I love it. When I get on my yoga mat, this is how I think about it. It's like a 6 foot long mat. And when I'm on this mat, it doesn't matter where it's at. That square right there is reserved for me. It's mine. No one else uses it. No one walks across it. Like, it's my spot. Everyone has the right to the space you're holding, to the freaking 1 foot square underneath you. That's your spot. You deserve to be here as much as anybody else. You have just as much right to be here as anybody else. Claim your spot. Claim your space. That's your spot. You have the right to be there. And so you don't have to be apologetic about that. You don't have to be sorry for that. You don't have to feel like that's egotistical or vain. It's just a fact. It's just a truth. You deserve your space, just like everyone else. On the yoga mat, I'm me. I'm just me. I might as well not even have a name. No title. No nothing. Because if you call me by my name, then I'm her. I'm that girl. I'm all the things in her bag. Even if it's nicknames. Even if it's sis. Any of them. Any of the titles that I get referred to by. If I'm calling myself anything on my mat, then I'm just me. And that means I'm free of everything else. I'm free of my name. I'm free of my job. I'm free of my time. I'm free for a moment to just sit here and not do or think shit. I'm on break. And so, as a perpetual workaholic and a people pleaser, I had to take up yoga to practice relaxing. Relaxing would stress me the fuck out. If you've been in a very toxic, narcissistic, abusive ass relationship, parental, child, lover, whatever, I don't give a fuck what it is. If you've been in an abusive relationship or toxic relationships, or you've had a lot of trauma, you may have a very hard time relaxing, because once you try to sit down, a fight or flight kicks back in and you think, oh shit, now I've let my guard down, and as soon as I relax, it's going to be something else. So you just don't relax. You keep trying to prepare and prepare and prepare. Well, when it gets to this level of need to be prepared every day, some shit has happened, okay? You're not delusional. You're not paranoid. But there's a time and place for everything. And if you, like my mom stealing from me, instead of thinking, I'm pissed off that I'm not getting justice, I'm hurt that I'm not getting, I just wrote it down. And when I wrote it down, I let it go. That's the difference. Is even if no one else knows, I know, I wrote the shit down. And so later on, when I'm being gaslit to the millionth degree, I'm like, let the record fucking show. 3 minutes ago, your ass lied and said the other thing. So don't go there with me. And it's just for me. Like, I'm not going to pursue and try to fuck their life up. It's just so you know that we both know I know your ass is just getting in on me. Keep your own shit straight. But other than that, if you also weed out people who cause that shit in your life, make you responsible for things, because I say cause it, that's implying that you're going around people who are drama on purpose. Well, you might be super isolated because you live with a single parent who has some form of codependency on you and won't let your ass go, and the guilt trip's working really well because it's a parent-to-child relationship, and so you're like, yeah, no, I owe it to them. They raised me, so I have to. You've never got to leave. You've never got to leave. You're a prisoner here. Like, how are you going to self-actuate? How are you going to have something to help them with? If they're just asking you to use their stuff to help them with, it's going to run out. When they go, it goes. Well, that's handicapping you. That's wrong. I've experienced it. Parents who actually do cause you an emotional injury so that they can fulfill that injury, and then that way there'll be that toxic bond, that trauma bond, where they provide you the little breadcrumb that you need, but they're also the exact same one denying you the validation that you actually deserve. So keep that in mind. Afternoon coffee's over. This rain's coming in. I'm pretty sure my windows are down, but I got leather seats. It won't be that bad. Now then, to end this transmission, it took me let's face it, it took a year worth of just getting a fucking beat down really from every direction, fighting an army by myself. But God's army is bigger than them. So literally, while they're watching me, I'm talking to y'all. Y'all's watching them, watching me. So it's got layers to it, and that worked out really well because it was some real weird sleight of hand shit for a minute. Look over here, not over here. Well, I stayed like this. How can I possibly do anything when you're watching me all the time? I have proof. I have so much proof. It's stupid, is what happened. So after a year of that beatdown and just basically using this as an outlet and keeping track of things so that I myself could keep my mind straight, then someone asked, hey, do you have evidence of these crimes that have been committed against you? And I'm like, oh, say no more. Shit. Let me check. And then there's a whole calendar year worth of proof. Like, not hard to get. Didn't have to go through the rigmarole of calling other people and businesses and anything like that. I had the original receipt of when it happened. And then made copies of all my originals so that when I send it in, it's not a matter of, well, now that we have all your evidence, you can't prove anything. The fuck I can't. I back that up too. And I don't know if any of you guys have been with me before, but I say this a lot. Tech don't like me. I'm not just like this just for the sake of, oh my God, everyone's out to get me. It's not just that. Computers fucking glitch up around me. Fax machines go down. ATMs just wipe off sometimes. Whatever it is, there's this magnetic effect that just messes with electronics. And pretty much since the beginning of online resumes, I have been screwed with constantly. Whatever it is, it even does it to like credit card swappers and shit. So I'm not just like this specifically detail oriented because of anyone in specific. It's from the jobs I've had that couldn't keep track of my resumes. It's from medical places that couldn't keep track of my charts. It was from family members who would not keep receipts on money they said I owed them and then pay back. It was banks, everything, everything. It was like there was a magic eraser behind me all the time, and everything I did, it would just swipe that. Like, nope, that didn't work. Oops, try again. And I've had to do something as simple as make a phone call 4 different times in a row to get it done the first time. It's obnoxious. It's pestilent. Holy shit, if I had given up, it would have been a long time ago. It used to hurt my heart so bad. It used to just like really break me down. Spent a lot of time in tears. Then I actually just cried so much that it kind of turned to like dust. Or fire. Actually, it started to just burn like fucking acid coming down my face. And I just got mad. Like, I stopped being sad and got mad. And then once I got mad, I almost did myself. But it wasn't all that. You can actually befriend your anger because there is a such thing as justified anger. Real shit's been happening to you, so you feel fucked up even if you've had repressed feelings about that the whole time. Even if you keep saying, no, it's me, not them. Eventually, you'll come to terms with the fact that it's them and not you. And that shit'll come out. And when it does, it'll be like a projectile vomit. And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to lose a lot of shit when your truth flies out your mouth. It's going to feel like you're losing everybody. And you're like, damn, they've all abandoned me at once. Not true. It's just a cutting down of people who don't deserve to be around you. But at that time, there's going to be so much gusto in what you say from it being held in for so long that it's going to hit some of the people who never did anything to you. It's going to hit some of the people who don't deserve it at all. You're going to be yelling at the bitch at the post office for no reason. Later on, when you realize that was you and not her, tell her sorry. It ain't her job to eat your shit. And also, remember while I'm saying this, that you're entitled to your emotions, so are they. So, just like you're allowed to speak your truth to someone and say how you really feel, they're allowed to respond to you accordingly. So don't expect to just say some shit off the cuff to someone and then be like, thank you, you're right. I need that enlightenment. If they deck you in your mouth, that's part of the story. Know that. You got some shit worked out. And honestly, people try to avoid conflict so much that they just go along to get along, the complacency, the fucking exhaustion of it. You feel defeated in it. You're not defeated. You're not defeated. You're trying to be civilized. You're trying to be diplomatic, conscientious. You're empathetic. Well, they're using that against you. They need you to be a dumb dog and fucking snatch the bone out their mouth because they're not going to drop it, right? And so even when you do try to make people drop it, they won't. In order for you to get your own space back, your own mental peace back, you're going to have to say how you feel to people who are purposely making you feel bad. You're going to have to say what you think. And yeah, it's going to be hot fire and it's going to cut people down. And the ones who really love you, the ones who really fuck with you, the ones who know you, they'll call you on your shit. They will literally be like, is this really a me thing? Or are you having a really bad day right now? The ones who don't, the ones who are just kind of there to breadcrumb their way into your circle, they will leave and stay gone. They'll be like, I don't like that shit. You switch sides. Kinda. Kinda, yeah, you did. You switch from the side of the table who doesn't really give a fuck what's going on or how they feel about it as long as there's people around, to the other side of the table who's literally looking at these people just lingering around wondering what the fuck are y'all doing? What life do you have? Why are you here? None of us are getting anywhere. We're all just looking at each other like, I feel bad. I feel bad too. Let's distract ourselves with something else. Not gonna fix it. Not gonna fix it because as soon as you're done distracting yourself, you're going right back to the problem, right? Keep up with what the fuck is going on. Keep moving forward. Keep your eyes straight ahead. The thing you need to be looking forward to is not a place and it's not a person. It's a state of mind. You're looking for self adjustment. You're looking for sensory peace. Okay, we call it autism a lot and processing disorder, but it's really not. It's you listening to your body better to where people talking may be very distracting to you because your inside voice was also talking to you first. Your inside narrator was saying, we need this, we need that, we don't like this, we don't like that, and then outside people started talking to you. That's not really autism. That's a neurodivergence. Processing issues. Motherfucker, do you like the feeling of wet cardboard? Do you like the way like the top of marshmallows feel or something? You like the way fingernail files feel on you? That stuff and ASMR, like we're always calling it, those are actually new coping mechanisms. Nobody wants to say this, but the sensory issues, it's coping mechanisms. Like this, it's stimming. Stimming is you found a way to self-soothe. You found a way to be like, instead of doing something drastic and major, like screaming in someone's face, you're over here rolling a squishy in between your hands. Instead of doing something drastic like beating on your big old monkey chest, starting shit with your neighbors, or getting scared to death, you're over here just pulling a piece of string out over and over and over. That's fine. What we keep calling autism is healthy coping. We need to take some tips. They maybe cannot come out to us, so we can go into them, but there's a lot to fucking learn. Autism itself is just neurological anomalies. That's the blanket word for, I don't know, we never seen this shit before. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, they fucked us up. It takes a lot to work our way backwards from that, but you're not like broken. You're not fucked up. You're not irredeemable to the point that just because the things that happen to you are not who you are. You did not do it to yourself. Forgive yourself. You don't have to keep on forgiving the ones who did it to you because they'll probably just do the shit again. If they're genuinely not sorry, they're not sorry. Their actions show that. You are allowed to leave them behind. You're allowed to say, I know you're not sorry. Get away from me. Because it's time for you, if anything, to give yourself the apology to where it's like, what's it going to take to make it up to you? What's it going to take to make you feel better? Not to someone else, to yourself. What is it going to take to make you feel better about what just happened? Risky behaviors, impulsive behaviors, where you're dragging other people into it, hurting other people into it, that's not a good choice for yourself. Then you're still just, you're kind of still branching out and making more problems for yourself. Every time you link up to someone else, you merge into their world. So whatever's on their side starts to flow into yours, and whatever's on your side starts to flow into theirs. So at least be aware. If you're not being a good you, you're not going to be too good to other people either. Like, it's not time. Not that you'll never have them. It's that now's not the time. Too much shit has happened. It needs to be processed. The backlog needs to be processed. So the reason you're weeding them out is not, it is for selfish reasons, but it's not because you're selfish. It's because you need to recover yourself. Out of all the mucky muck that's been put on you and what you've been called and what you've been expected and what you're born into, even your titles, you're going to have to dig down and find out what you think about yourself. Who do you think you are? Not like who do you think you are, but like what do you think of yourself? Are you very nice to yourself when you think of yourself? Or are you very harsh to yourself when you think of yourself? If you have a very harsh and self-critical voice, I call it the narrator because it's your conscience. And if you don't have one, I'm fucking alarmed. So let's work on that. However, the narrator, like, say you fuck up, you embarrass yourself in front of someone you wanted to impress. Do you immediately start self punishing, or is it like, oh damn it, I'm gonna I'm gonna create a situation where I can redeem myself in that, or is it like you almost go home and self harm because you cannot fucking handle how you feel rejected by this person because you were embarrassed from in front of them? Did they say something to let you know you should be embarrassed, or is it because you hold them in high opinion and you're critical of yourself, you feel embarrassed? We project a whole lot of feelings on other people that aren't even really there. It's coming from an inside place, and since you're not looking inward, the shit is spewing outward. It's projecting onto other people. You're actually calling them what you're going through. Use that mirror. Use that mirror. And if it's confrontational, you need to understand what's at the root of that conflict. If it's overly emotional and it's clingy or even avoidant, like either of those two need to be balanced out in a sense to where you should not feel tugged on in one extreme or the other. Neutral should be the baseline for most of your days, because if you're not at a neutral baseline, how the fuck can you be calm enough to take in any more information? How can you like even do what you're doing? You're stuck over there on the last thing that just happened. Which means, I like to put it this way, it's like you're turning around trying to run straight ahead. If you're looking over your shoulder at the past, you're in the present. Like your body's in the present. So that's why I say you're running forward. But your mind is in the past, so you're looking behind you. How in the fuck can you be running straight forward while looking behind you without smashing into something? It's impossible not to. It's impossible not to. It's like driving a car while looking behind you, except you're not really looking behind you. It guarantees that there's probably going to be an accident in your future, and in an accident, a lot of times you don't automatically lose your life. You have bad car damage. Someone else is involved in the crash. I mean, there's damage that has to be repaired, including physical injury. In the most extreme case, death. So that metaphor is meant to keep you grounded in the fact that the past is the past. It is spilled milk. It did happen. Your experience is valid as fuck. The way you feel is valid. But if you're not even expressing how you feel and you're not living from a place of authenticity to where it's like, I validate my own experiences, I know my own truth. I know my own truth as in, like I said, keep record. Don't be gaslit. Don't help them gaslight you. When you get your own confidence back and your own sense of self back, and then they come to cut you back down again, it's the same old people, the usual suspects, you'll know. You'll know because you've already done the work to be nice to yourself. So when they're being hateful to you, you'll be like, fuck all the weight off. Let me dish out what you gave me. So it takes a long time to go from being the one who loves someone so much that you like literally you would keep a dog with rabies alive so they can bite you. That's not your fault. You're a caregiver, you're a lover, you tried to save the fucking thing, even though it was a totally lost cause. It's not a waste of time, and it's not a lost cause. It was a learning experience, and you take that and you move forward. Let go. Let go of the part that made you feel like you were wrong for caring, and keep the part where you learn that people can actually use that against you. Keep the part where you realize you had the strength to take care of yourself and someone else. That you are tough enough to be reliable, a person of integrity, a person of trust to where you can count on me. That was a them thing to do that, not a you thing to do that. So know your worth, know yourself, and if you've got that harsh inner critic, get argumentative, get rude about it. Find out whose voice it is in your head telling you you're not good enough, because you are good enough, and you deserve your space, and you deserve the peace of knowing you don't owe it to anybody. You don't need to be guilted and conned into caring about people. You care because you care. You don't have to be made. Till next time, guys, I love you. Enjoy the rest of the summer with your kids, because it's going to go fast, and then the next thing you know, someone's driving your car. I love you all. See you next time.